Hello everyone, Michael Williams, and we have another leaflet. So this one is in the form of a newspaper, which is not against any rules, although a lot of people in the world of journalism would like it to be. But it seems Reform are certainly not caring about that. Anyway, so Runcorn and Helsby's voice. Again, as we've seen previously, Nigel is at the front, not the candidate. Again, it's an indication that they're talking about the national level. Down this side is pretty much verbatim of what they had on this leaflet, so by all means go back and hear what I said about that then. It does repeat the idea that Runcorn and Helsby is part of Cheshire East, which is not true, as we know. And then there's a bit about attacking Labour's record over there. On the inside, this is quite similar to what we've seen from this leaflet. Although, if you did watch the video on this leaflet, I made the point about, they've said that over the last decade, 7.2 million born outside the UK. I said, isn't it a shame that they haven't recognised that these are people? They're just 7.2 million born. And guess what? The word people has appeared. Ugh. Who says independent candidates can't hold the big boys to account? Maybe they watched my video, maybe they just noticed it themselves. But again, that's at least something. But if you go back to that video, you will see the 7.2 million figure is categorically untrue. The absolutely physical maximum it could be is 4.4, and that number includes 16,000 GPs. So the implication that somehow we'd be better off with GP services without that is just false. We've got here some more promises without any detail that are similar but different to what we had on this one. They were a week ago they were going to reduce waiting lists. Now they're going to clear them. So things really have taken a step up. On this side, we've got some, reasonable stuff from the candidates, which is all reasonably reasonable, except, my goodness, sincerely, can no one write a letter anymore? My name is not resident. Now, I'm going to zoom in for this bit because we've not actually seen any formal pledges before. And by goodness, has she picked 4 good ones. Right, an end to illegal immigrants being housed in Runcorn. For a start, that promise used to be to close the asylum hostel in Daresbury, but Labour have now said that they're going to do that anyway. So they've changed it slightly, although it still would require them to ask the Secretary of State very, very, very nicely. And I don't think that they would be in a mind to do a favour for Reform. Again, it's something that can't be promised. And so if you put it in here as a pledge and then you don't do it, you're only going to have 1 vote by further eroding public trust. Next, my goodness, this is a good one. Scrap bridge tolls. So at the last count, that would have cost about £1.5 billion. Now, the Conservative candidate for Warrington South a couple of years pledged to do this when the Conservatives were in government. Even George Osborne, the Chancellor at the time, pledged to do this, and neither of them did it. Okay? Now, these are people who were in government and the Chancellor. This is going to be potentially 1 MP in Runcorn and Helsby. That is just so far outside of the power of 1 MP. It's just, you might as well just promise to give everyone a flying car because it's just not going to happen. And my concern is that if Sarah does win this election, she's not going to do that. And that is just going to mean she is going to get absolutely obliterated at the next general election because that is something that a lot of people care about. A lot of people will be asking for. These next 2 about regeneration of Runcorn Town Centre and protecting people from industrial pollution. I mean, they're not directly something that an MP can do, although there's some things that an MP can contribute towards. So, I mean, politically speaking, they're not horrendous when it comes to pledges. Is this one, which is the one which is just, I don't know a better way or more hyperbole I can use to say this will not happen. Okay. And then over onto the back page, again, we've got, this is basically Reform's national policy. Again, no details, but again, it's the national stuff. So there we have it. As usual, if you see any other leaflets that I haven't done, send me a copy or send me a scan and I'll have a look through them. But in the meantime, that's it. Goodbye for now.